Hold for Sound, episode 3.
Yeah, here we are.
How are you feeling?
Good, Lauren. I like your outfit.
Well, I like yours too.
Thank you. You picked it out.
I did pick it out. You're right. How was your morning? Did you eat breakfast?
We spent our morning together.
You had carrots for breakfast.
Yeah, I did. I had 2 carrots and whatever power bar you made me buy from the grocery store. It's terrible.
Because we had to prep for the hurricane.
What hurricane?
You know what's funny? The night after the hurricane, I went to that running club, and they only played, like, hurricane songs.
No, yeah, so you made me buy this, like, strawberry wafer.
Yeah, that's, like, my sister's favorite. It's, the crunch bar, the power crunch bar for protein.
Yeah, it was bad.
Was it it was strawberry flavored?
And it was bad.
Okay, well, that's not my
And
fault.
I will never be eating it again. Ever again.
Sucks for you.
Okay.
Did you have any other good hurricane snacks?
Yes.
What were your good hurricane snacks?
I had chips. Lots of chips and mini M&Ms.
Oh, you did buy the mini M&Ms. Are you done with those yet?
I ate them in one day.
Good.
Yeah. What about you? What were your hurricane snacks?
I brought Twizzlers. You bought turkey for the hurricane. Can we talk about that? We were like, let's get things that we could put in our pantry, and you bought 2 packs of just turkey.
And I ate it all. So
Really?
No, I ate 1 pack.
Okay.
But there's another pack in the fridge, and I was thinking too, like, what if a hurricane happens and then I need protein? So I bought turkey.
Well, we wouldn't have a fridge to hold that said turkey because the power would be out.
No, can we just talk about how absolutely wild the getting ready for the hurricane was? Because some people in California, yeah, so like storms aren't real. They just like don't exist. There's like no rain.
Remember when
on
3
the
months ago I
earth?
said that like tropical storms didn't exist?
Yeah, she said tropical storms didn't exist.
Well,
yeah,
in
you
this
did.
part of the world, because they don't until like Hurricane Hillary.
It happened. It happened.
It did happen.
But you know what? It didn't happen because it was just rain.
And our new show that we watched for 8 hours on the day of the hurricane is
How to Get Away with Murder.
You've seen it before?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You've
Yeah.
seen it all, like all seasons?
Mm-hmm. I think.
You're really bad at remembering like the things that we watch because you'll be like, no way, that just happened. I'm like,
Yeah.
you've seen this before.
Yeah, that is a good, very valid, true point.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we went to Target before the hurricane.
Got a lot of water that's still sitting in my car.
It's in your car, and you were like, oh, Ava, go buy like 2 more gallons.
So
I
we did, and it's
went
in
to
your
buy
car.
2 more gallons, and it's in my car.
Good.
So like,
Go team.
go team.
We have a lot of water now.
We survived the rainstorm.
We did. We survived the drizzles.
The drizzles.
Okay, so today we have a guest on that you are friends with. You met her in a project. Tell me about it.
I did. Her name's Kuper Walker, and she's like the best thing ever. I love her so much as a human, as an artist, like everything about her. And I'm so excited. Obviously, you know her too.
Yeah.
Because when we moved to LA,
We had a little Christmas party.
we sure did. Actually, we had a game night before that, and she was the very first person to be there, and she stayed the whole night, and it was like 3 people. So I really have to give her props for that.
That's really impressive.
'Cause it was really
We
embarrassing.
played like Exploding Kittens and Cards Against Humanity, and oh my god, she's the one that introduced us to that card game.
Oh my god! And we play it all the time.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, so there's this card game where it's like everyone gets assigned a store, and you go around, it's play war, right? So if you land on the same card as someone to your right or left, you have to name something from their store.
Yeah.
But you have to remember what their store is in the
Yeah.
first place.
Yeah. It's crazy.
And
It's crazy.
crazy. But yeah, no, I'm really excited to have her.
Yeah, awesome. Well, I'm excited to talk to her about all of the things she's done. She's a singer.
Yep.
She's an actor. She does all the things. Really talented.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Hold for sound.
Oh. Speed?
Let's roll. Hi, Kuper.
Hi guys, how are you guys feeling today?
We're feeling
we're
great.
good.
This is supposed to be us asking you questions. And you just But how are you feeling, Kuper?
I'm great. Just,
Good.
you know,
We just said a second before you just got your braces up, or like how long ago?
in January.
Okay.
The beginning of the year.
We suck. We haven't seen her in so long.
I know. I literally. When's the last time I saw you?
In December. The Christmas party.
Wait, no. Did you go to Kristen's book signing?
Oh yeah, in March.
Okay, wait. Back up. So Kristen Chenoweth is who you're talking about, and
Yeah.
you guys met her in Oklahoma.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. 1,300 miles to Broadway.
So I applied and I got in. And I was actually, I was really downplaying the camp. I was like, yeah, it's just Kristen Chenoweth's camp. I don't, it's just her, you know. And I got there, and like, you know, those cartoons where the eyes go, whoa, that was me. I get in there and I'm like, yeah, okay.
No, my thing is like when we got there, I don't know what I was expecting, but like everyone was really good.
Yeah.
Like everyone was like really good. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, it was very very humbling to say the very least.
I would say that.
I actually didn't understand why I was there, because you just there was a certain level that you had to be at, and I'm looking around like okay.
That's how I felt when I heard like James sing, and then I heard Hawkins sing, and I was like,
goodness.
How many people? Like 50?
Yes.
Were there 50 in our group?
It was It was
or were
2
there
weeks.
25 in our group?
There was 50.
There were 50.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It was 2 weeks,
Cool.
and it was the most magical week.
Aww.
It was so magical.
I got back to my Airbnb and I cried when I had to leave.
Yeah.
Did you go this past year?
No, because I was so busy that I couldn't audition.
But you know, honestly, like that's where I met Cooper, and like I don't even remember like how we met. I just know by the end of the week we were like really good friends.
Yes, we were. Ava reminded me so much of Elle in Legally Blonde, and I just didn't you?
Oh, I did.
Yes, she did. We had a costume Broadway ball, and she dressed up in an all pink
I know.
suit.
We can't really say the name of the recent movie because of the strike that came out, but there's a movie that's involved Pink that just came out, and she really, really wanted to go to this movie's premiere. So she emailed the team and sent in photos of her wearing that pink jumpsuit.
Yeah.
That's the most Ava thing I've ever heard.
No, yeah. So like the Broadway ball was like really fun, and then with that too, like how was it for you getting to work with like everyone like that?
It was actually, I don't know. You really realize that they're just normal people when you start working with them. Kenny is the sweetest person that I know. Kristen, her energy just filled the room, and I really loved working with the choreographers. Alif, and Tyler, and Paul, and Deandra. I'm not a dancer. I can stand up and do like a little Irish jig and show you that I have 2 left feet. But throughout the week, I kept saying I'm not a dancer, and they kept saying, "Don't say that."
My
And they made me into a dancer.
To sing "Don't Rain on My Parade."
Oh.
Period.
She did.
Stop.
She did.
Yeah, I did. Overall, 10 out of 10 experience. Would recommend.
Yeah, no, literally, yeah, KC, BBC. I was sad I couldn't go this year, too.
I was, but I'm going to sign up to be an intern.
So interesting. And I got to do the duet with Matt, and that was such a good experience. And, like, Cassie, too, is such an iconic, obviously, character in A Chorus Line.
Yes.
So getting to, like, do that as a duet for the first time was just insane.
May I say, the choreo and the song. Oh my goodness gracious, Lord have mercy. I wanted to be in the audience so bad to watch that because it was so good. Yeah, my mom was so excited when she got interviewed, but she was sitting in the audience trying to like pull her phone out, but the camera was on her. She was like,
That's my mom in my literal like high school play. She's like, I don't want to get in trouble, and like so she's like trying to like videotape me, and I'm just like in the cafeteria like doing my little high school play. That was us.
Okay, so let's talk about your life recently.
oh,
Like you were just on American Idol.
oh yeah, did that happen?
It did happen. I remember it happening, so I want to hear you talk about it.
Okay, so actually, I auditioned twice.
Okay.
The first time I auditioned, I was not prepared. I was just like, hey, here's me, and this is what I'm going to do. And he was like, okay.
Okay, so was this like in front of the judges yet?
This was actually before I went to the judges.
Got it.
It's a very long
Was it a
process.
videotape or
It
was
was a Zoom audition.
It was a
So
Zoom
they only do
audition.
Zoom auditions and
it.
sending in videotapes, but I just did a Zoom. But they said to wait a few weeks, and I wasn't waiting a few weeks because I'm a little impatient. So I took matters into my own hands, and I DM'd the casting producer on the show, and he got me another audition in front of all the other casting producers. And then almost immediately after I did my audition, he called me. He was like, yeah, we want to send you to the execs. And I went and auditioned for the execs about 10, 15 minutes afterwards.
Wow.
That's insane.
And was
And
like,
this is all over Zoom. Like, they were
Yes.
just like, and then you went to another Zoom call. And
yes, they just
Wow.
kept sending me through Zooms.
Okay.
Like, goodness, I'm happy my computer didn't get a virus. But
American Idol virus.
I sang one song. I sang "She Used to Be Mine,"
Ugh,
and then they started recording the Zoom. But I ended up doing "Hollow" by Tori Kelly,
nice.
and my mom kept peeking in. They kept seeing her peek in. So they brought her back in and they were like, hey, so tell me why you think she should be on the show. And my mom went on this whole ramble and they just said, well, let me tell you something. She's going to perform for our judges. And we started screaming and it was so amazing. Yay. And then I stayed on the Zoom for another like 2 hours because I had to fill out paperwork. Very long process.
Wow.
But I was like so excited. Like the anticipation into going to audition for the judges was crazy.
Wow.
It was so crazy.
That's so cool.
Wow.
So what with the timeline? How long ago did you audition?
I had auditioned in September and my audition for the judges was in November. Mm-hmm. They flew me and my mom out to Nashville.
Wow.
And I auditioned on like November 10th. I was like the second or third audition day. And I was scared out of my butt. They did a lot of B-roll with me and my mom. And we sat in a room for a very long time just waiting. But it was us and other people who were auditioning for the show. So it wasn't boring because everybody, if you like to sing, everybody wants to make music with each other. Mm-hmm. So the majority of the time when we're in the room, we're talking or singing or just doing whatever we can. And they called me to go audition and I was so scared. Like the night before I didn't get any sleep because I was so nervous. I didn't sleep. I didn't eat. I couldn't do anything. I didn't even go to the bathroom. I couldn't do anything. And so I'm sitting there and when you sit before you have to go into the judges, you can hear everything that's going on before you. So the audition before me, there was a guy, he was hitting these super high notes and everybody's clapping and laughing. I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm so scared. And it was my turn and they sent me in, but they did a new thing where they did a drone shot with me walking in.
Oh, that's
which was
so
the
cool.
only thing that was aired of me on the show. But they did that and I walked in and then they had me walk back out and then walk back in again so I can actually have my audition. And I was so scared. That room was so cold. That room was very small. Mm-hmm. It's like they're sitting right there.
Yeah.
And they're beautiful and there's 10 million crew people on the sides making sure that everything is happening correctly. Mm-hmm. And so I introduced myself. I was trying to not die because I felt like I was going to faint. And I started singing. I sang Creep by Radiohead. And at the end of the song, it says, I don't belong here. And Katy Perry was like, you do belong here. And I was like, oh my God.
No way.
I was like, yes. They did have some feedback though. They told me that not every, the song, when it builds, let it build. Don't riff and run and overcomplicate it. Just let the song be the song. Okay. Which is, you need constructive criticism to grow. Yep. And that's true. I could have chilled out a little bit, but I was nervous and I didn't want them to hear that. And so I got 2 yeses and I got a no from Luke Bryan, but I was like, fine. I was actually kind of not mad, but a little I'm going to prove him wrong.
Wow.
And as soon as I got out of the audition room and I got sent to Hollywood, I'm sitting outside of the room again and I'm knocked out. I was exhausted. And so they sent me to Hollywood and I already live in LA, so it wasn't that far. And since I was officially on the show, we had to do school. So I was with all the other minors. Wow. And I couldn't believe my ears. I don't think that other singers are real until they're right in front of me, and it doesn't make any sense. So all these talented kids, I'm like, goodness gracious. And they had the minors go first, but it kept getting switched and switched and switched. So I didn't go until last, but you sing your song within a line, and then you come back out in a line. And they tell you who's going through. So I'm standing there and I'm dying because I'm in a line with all the other friends that I've made. So I'm going to be sad either way. And Lionel, he's going on a spiel about how we're all young and a no doesn't mean no. And so he calls the names, and there's 8 of us in a line, and he calls 5 people to step forward, and there's only 3 of us in the back. So I'm like, oh my God, I'm going home. I'm going to die. No. And he said, front line, you're going home. Back line, you're going through.
What?
I immediately bust into tears. I was like, what?
I just got goosebumps when you just said that.
I was like, what? I didn't understand. I also sang Hollow by Tori Kelly. I love that song. I love Tori Kelly. I love her. But I bust into tears, and I was just sobbing, and the parents couldn't be inside of the auditorium at that time. And so when I came outside, I'm sobbing. My mom was like, it's okay. And I'm like, no, I made it through. She said, so why are you crying? And I didn't know. Mm-hmm. But actually, they thought that I was going home because I was crying. And they were like, yeah, you can go home. And I was like, I'm not. Can we come back? Like,
and then when do I return?
Yeah.
I'm coming back, right?
Right.
Oh my goodness.
I got eliminated in the duets round.
Okay.
I had a beautiful partner. Her name was Destiny Reeves, and we sang "Lift Me Up" by Rihanna. I actually couldn't listen to the song for a good 3 or 4 months after I got cut because I was like, dang. But they just wanted me to get more experience, and they told me that I should come back when I get more experience. And yeah, it was a really great experience. It gave me a lot of insight to how the music industry really works, because it was just a lot of sitting and waiting and learning things right then and there. And it was hard, but it just really validated on what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
I know.
That's insane. And like Katy Perry, like if she was standing right in front of me, I don't know like what I would do, because like, you know, we grow up with like, that's like what we grew up with, like 2012, 2013, 2014, like we were like in middle school at that age, so it's like really like fun, and like I would have freaked out. I really would have.
She looks like a doll in person. Like she doesn't look real. It doesn't make any sense.
Wow.
But she was very sweet. Lionel was the sweetest. Not everybody is going to like how you sound. And not everybody is going to think that you're ready. But if you make it past those obstacles and you still have these people like, nah, I don't think so. All you got to do is prove them wrong. Right? That's really what it is. It is motivation.
Yeah, that's a great mindset. And too, like, just the fact that you made that yourself because you emailed them. Like, you, at the very beginning, you, like, did it, and then you're like, no. I'm going to go DM this casting director. Like, I'm going to make my way through. Like, that is so awesome.
It is. They didn't email me back from the first audition, and then I emailed the casting director, and right before, like a day before my other audition, they emailed me back and was like, yeah, we're good.
Wow.
And I was like, I'm not taking that.
That's really impressive. And you were 16, 17?
I was 16.
16
I
when you
just
did all
turned
this.
17 when I did the judges, but I was 16 when I first auditioned.
Cooper, you are wild. Like
That's
we're like
crazy.
so blessed to know you, and you're so talented, and you're such a sweet person, which is like so good. Like, you know, I feel like some people, like after they have a little bit of like that kind of experience, it changes their demeanor, but you're like perfect. I love you.
I love you. And I want to say that doing stuff like that, like fame and money, it doesn't change a person. It just shows who they really are. So if you're a good person with money, you were just a good person without money. And if you're a bad person with money, you were a bad person without money and just maybe didn't show it.
Wow, that's
good.
I'm putting that in a social cut.
Literally, like, I'm gonna get that tattooed, but
On my forehead.
That's a really good point. So tell me, like, how you got into music in the first place. Have you been singing since day one?
Pretty much. I've always loved music. My mom has a story where she was in church and she was pregnant with me, and there was a concert, and I kicked her so hard that she felt sparkles. It was probably seeing sparkles too. But yeah, I've always been attracted to music. I started with musical theater, and I realized that I didn't particularly like the theater part, but I loved the musical part, and I wouldn't do musical theater if it wasn't musical. So like Shakespeare, I love him, but I don't want to do it. And I don't know, music is a form of communication, and I don't think everybody knows that. And it feels so good to be able to share my emotions with other people who might have the same emotions as me. So I love it.
Awesome. Can I ask you what your favorite musical is?
My favorite musical,
There's a wrong answer.
This okay, not
kidding,
that
just kidding,
one.
just kidding.
This might sound very generic because I just saw this musical, but 6 as of right now. I
Love it.
cannot. Goodness, I just love that musical.
I love that.
It's just so amazing. Yeah.
Favorite musical, Ada?
There's a wrong answer. You know what I really liked?
What did you really like? Are you gonna say Funny Girl?
No, I'm gonna
Were you gonna say Funny Girl? Charlie Brown.
No. Charlie the
And
Chocolate. I'm kidding.
When I was 11 or 12, I did a kids version of Willy Wonka, and I played Willy Wonka.
Oh my God, Timothy Chalamet, is that you?
No, my favorite musical, I would say, the one that like got me really like hooked on everything was Wicked, because it's like one of the first ones I remember seeing. And obviously Kristen, I've been obsessed with Kristen since I was a kid.
That's cool. Then you
So
got to work with her.
when I got to work with her, she signed my shoe. But yeah, no, that was crazy.
Cool.
Okay, I want to hear about your childhood.
My childhood. That's funny.
Just
Yeah, sorry.
Childhood. Goodness. I was born in Santa Monica, lived in Inglewood my whole life. My childhood was all music. I have a very supportive mother and very supportive sisters who have always been there. One of them lives very, very far, but she makes it very clear that she's here. And I just, as a child, I realized, like, I didn't realize that I was good, but I think others realized that and they didn't like that. So I used to be kind of bullied. I had a group of parents that were talking about me because they were mad that I always got big parts in the little shows that we did. And my mom like almost took me out of the school because she was like, you guys are grown talking about an 8-year-old. And it just made me realize like I just had to find people who really
community theater can be like really like political and just like kind of aggressive.
I've actually never done community theater. I've only done shows within my schools, but I can't find a community theater in Los Angeles, which sounds very, very not.
I get it.
But doing like shows and musicals through school led you to my favorite thing that's on your resume, which is the Jimmy Awards. Because I've been obsessed with the Jimmy Awards for years.
Let's talk about
it. And I want to hear everything about it.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so this happened my sophomore year. And this was when quarantine was. So
I was gonna say, didn't you do it like over like a video?
Virtual. It was very virtual.
Wait, I'm sorry. You were a Jimmy finalist your sophomore year of high school?
Yes.
How old were you? 15?
15.
From what show did it get you that nomination?
We did Theory of Relativity. You guys, do you know that show? No. Well, it's a show where it's just a whole bunch of different people where they all are connected somehow, but they don't know they're connected. Aww. And I was this lady, I think her name was Caroline, and she got pregnant by a guy who like just ghosted her. And I don't know.
And your high school did this?
Yes. But they tried to cut out the pregnancy making stuff in the song. And they censored it very well.
Nice.
I don't remember how she was connected to the other people. But I was in San Francisco visiting family, and my director called me, and he was like, hey, we want to nominate you for the Jerry Herman Awards, which is the local LA awards to be able to be nominated for the Jimmy Awards. And to be honest, I thought back then, and I still think now, that he only picked me because when quarantine hit, nobody wanted to do theater over the Zoom, but I had nothing better to do. So all the upperclassmen left, and it was just me and some other people. So they nominated me, and I won. And that was actually the first time someone from my school had won. Wow. I don't think they expected me to win, but it's no.
But you showed them. Period.
Yeah, but I was like, what? I was like excited, and I was kind of sad that I didn't get to go to New York because it was virtual. Yeah. So we just sat in my living room every day for a week, just going through it. But before the Jimmy Awards happened, this is the story. I met Kenny Ortega. Kenny Ortega was a judge for the Jerry Herman Awards. He wanted to kind of coach and guide the winners of the awards. So I went to the Pantages with my other co-winner, the best actor. His name was Philip. And we got there. Well, I got there first, and Michael was just playing. Michael Orland, he was playing on the piano.
So that's when you met Michael too.
Yes, that is when I met Michael. He's so amazing.
Michael was one of the pianists at KCBBC at
Wow,
200
cool.
Miles. Yeah,
He's amazing. Coach for Ariana Grande. I love her.
insane.
Casual.
So he's playing and I'm singing, and Kenny coached me through my songs that I was taking for the Jimmy Awards. I was singing I'm Here from The Color Purple. So it was very fun. I had my Wi-Fi was it was so trash. So it was very hard for me to send all my videos in. But we had to audition for the judges for the Jimmy Awards over Zoom. And the next day, usually with the Jimmy Awards, they take you out the show, but we had the people who were finalists had to record their video, actually record it. So they told us the next day, they told us the semifinalist and a finalist, and my mom was standing in the corner, not within view. And when they said my name for both, she was like, yes, yes, yes. She was jumping up and down, and I was like, oh my goodness. But I actually was the last one to give in my video because, like I said, my Wi-Fi was trash, and they're like, come on, Cooper, we got to get this in, because the day that we were recording the videos was the day that they were judging and actually choosing the winner from the videos.
Wow.
So I didn't win, but I did become a finalist.
That's so cool.
And
what song
amazing.
did you sing for your final?
I sang I'm Here. I had 2 songs. It was in between You've Got Possibilities and I'm Here. I feel like everybody wants me to be a funny comedian actor, and it's just like, come on now. But
Come on.
but it's just I felt more of a connection to I'm Here. So I picked that song in the end, and it got me far. I got a few auditions for Broadway from being a finalist. I got a few calls from agencies. Not that they went through.
You are so funny that I've never
Cooper,
heard
you're
about
so
any of this.
humble. I can't
You're so humble, and you're just like, yeah, the Jimmy Award. I got some Broadway.
You don't understand. I was obsessed with the Jimmy Awards when I was a freshman and sophomore. I was like, I want to be there. I'm gonna be there. And then my school was like, didn't do it.
That's not very cool of them. It's
know.
such a good experience. Even the Jerry Herman Awards, the local awards are just as a great experience as the Jimmy Awards. I feel like they're the exact same thing, except one is in your hometown and the next one is in New York. So.
Yep.
But yeah, it was a very good experience, and I actually auditioned again for the Jimmy Awards. Not auditioned. I was in my local ones for my junior and senior year, but I didn't win. My junior year, I felt like my director changed my song last minute to a song that I didn't want to do, so I wasn't mad that I didn't win because I didn't want to do that song. Sure. When you don't feel connected to a song, it's like,
yeah,
whatever.
Like you said, it's a communication in music.
Yeah, you gotta feel it. In my senior year, I became a finalist for the Jerry Herman Awards, but I didn't win. But I actually wasn't sad because I did. Actually, it was really funny. I wanted to do You Don't Know This Man from Parade so bad, and they chose Watch What Happens, and I was like, are you sure you want me to sing this song?
You sang Watch What Happens from Newsies?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I know. It's not even like my thing is singing it. That's practically rapping.
Yeah.
And I thought that they were going to pick, because I didn't get to pick my song. Yeah. They picked. And so I thought that they were going to pick You Don't Know This Man so bad, but they picked that song for one of the other finalists. Wow. So they picked Watch What Happens for me, but I thought they were going to pick it, so I never rehearsed it. And so I think my director said it was the best performance that I put on for it, and I think that's because I was so frantic of making sure that I remembered all the words and all the things together that's kind of what the song was about.
Yeah, it is. I mean,
it just happened.
That's great.
I know. It was so fun, though.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's great.
That's great.
That's
so you're
great.
a senior now, or you graduated?
I just graduated. I'm going to Berklee College of Music in the spring.
Yes,
gotcha.
That's so crazy. How do you feel about that? Like, are you going to be juggling your music career while you're in school? And, like, how is that going to affect your life, you think? I'm
going to try to juggle a music career. It is a music school, so I think they have a lot of resources to help that out. But I'm actually really excited. I've never lived anywhere but here. And I know LA is the spot for musicians and artists and theater nerds. Well, also New York. But I really want to just go somewhere just to really find myself and create my own community of people and figure it out. I'll probably come back, but I'm just really
Berkeley's north.
Excited. Yeah, Berkeley College of Music in Boston.
Boston.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're thinking UC Berkeley.
Don't give me
Yeah,
that.
I was like, you're moving out of California?
You're moving.
No, you're not.
Boston.
Wow.
Massachusetts.
I love a good Boston moment. I do love
Wow.
Boston.
And this is going to be the first time that you're away from your mom.
For a long time, yeah.
Wow.
I'm excited. I'm gonna be sad. Don't tell her. But yeah. I think it's always good to start new and to figure out who you are.
For sure.
And I don't know. It's college.
Yeah.
It is.
And what's
Yeah.
your kind of future goal? Do you want to release music? Do you want to be on Broadway? Do you want to do it all? Like,
I want to release music and I would love to be on Broadway, but I know with my health that I need to make sure that I know how to use my voice healthily and to be able to know my limits before I just do 8 shows a week for 6 months, because I want to say that using my voice unhealthily will guarantee that I will not be able to have a career in the future.
Yep.
So trying to figure it out now will help me.
Yes, it will. Okay, and we have like one little last question, which is, if someone was to start a career in music or as an artist, what is something like you would say to do or wouldn't like suggest people like not to do?
My first thing I would say is be nice to everyone you meet. I don't think people, I don't know if they hear it enough, but the industry is very, very, very small, and anything that you do will come back around. So if you're nice, it'll come back around. If you're not, it will come back around. It most definitely will. It doesn't matter if you're mean to the janitor or a rat. That rat is probably a robot in disguise.
the aliens. It's the aliens.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Yeah,
goodness.
no, you're so right.
Yeah, and I would also just say be true to your artistry. In our society now, everybody is they're trying to mold people into what they want, but it's just remakes of things that are old. If you be yourself, it's original and it's new and it's refreshing.
Wow, that was so good.
Cooper, you have such good insight. You do.
Yeah, I love that. Oh my gosh, everything you say, it's like incredible. And I'm so blown away by you,
We
Cooper.
love you.
I love you guys. You guys are the best. You're just... Anytime Ava calls, I'm like, yes.
What is it now?
I'm right there.
No,
Whatever
it's
you
so
need.
funny. When I called you to ask you about this, I was like nervous. I was like, Cooper, come talk about American Idol.
we were like back and forth. We're like, who do we want to like be one of our first few guests? And I was like, what about Cooper? She was like, yes, I'm calling her right now. And it was in 5 seconds that you picked up the phone. It was great.
It just, you were like so sweet about it too. And you were like, yep, I'll be there. Cool. I was like, oh, yes, great. So we love
Okay,
you.
cool. So where can people find you? What's your Instagram? What's your socials?
All my socials are I am Cooper. It's just I am Cooper with 4 R's.
And you spell Cooper really fun.
Kuper. My
Yes.
name is not Cooper.
Not like the tires.
No, not Cooper. Cooper with a K and a U, not a double P.
There you go. That's our Cooper.
Okay, I love you.
I love you
Awesome.
guys.
Thanks for being on our podcast, Cooper.
Thank you for inviting me. I love you both.
Yay!
Yay, we did it.